Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm super excited. The stream is starting literally any second now. Oh my god! I was not expecting it to just do that, okay? But all right. You guys, I'm in the worst mood. The worst thing happened to me. And I'm so mad. We have 5 minutes until the stream, so I'm gonna explain it to you guys because I need to vent about this and I need someone to vent to. Okay? But anyways, first, I hope you guys are having a great day. When you clicked on this live stream, did you get an ad? Yes or no? All of you should be saying no, and I will tell you why. So, YouTube demonetized my whole freaking channel. And this is my full-time job. So what had happened was, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So what happened was, I don't use AdSense, right? Because I'm partnered with a third-party network, so everything goes through them. Apparently there's this new rule to where you have to have an AdSense account linked to your YouTube now, even if you don't use it. So I had it linked. I filled out my tax form and everything, blah, 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 blah. Apparently I needed to verify some sort of PIN. I needed to like verify my address, and the only way that you can do it is if they send you a PIN to your address, to your house, and you have to enter it in from a letter you get in the mail. Apparently I didn't verify it in time, so they demonetized my whole channel and said, you can't make any money at all. We're turning off ads, we're turning off super chat, we're turning off merch, we're turning off everything. We're turning off every single source of income for you until you can verify your address and this PIN. So I was like, what the heck, why didn't I get a PIN? Apparently I looked and there was 2 places for you to put an address, under your tax info and under your account info. Under tax was my new address. Under regular info was my old address. And I haven't lived there in like years, and someone else owns that house now, so there was no way for me to get that letter. So I changed my address and requested a new PIN, and it said, you will receive it in 2 to 4 weeks. So I have to go 2 weeks to a month with no income. So I'm kind of pissed about that, but that's not going to stop me from making videos because I still love doing this. And yeah, I still want to make videos and live stream and do all that fun stuff. So we're still going to do it. I know it sucks. It really, F YouTube. It really does suck. And you know what? It's like, I can't believe they're allowed to do that during a pandemic. Like, people are struggling and like this is their source of income, you know? It's like, and you just cut that off. Like, it would have been nice if they would have emailed me saying, hey, you have 1 week left to verify or else we're gonna cut you off. And I would have did it, but I got no warning, nothing. I just woke up, I looked on my phone, I got a notification from YouTube Studio and it said, your channel has been demonetized. And I'm like, oh. But yeah, I mean, there's a link to my PayPal in my description if you're feeling generous. I'm kidding, don't do that. But yeah, I'm kind of irritated. I figured I would let you know while we wait for this stream to start. But I'm excited for this stream, guys. Are you excited? I don't have a Venmo. I know everyone has a Venmo and a this and a that. I don't have any of that. I just have a PayPal. There's a link to it in the description of my videos. Or I'm checking now because I actually don't know if there is. I could have just lied. There's a Shorby link. It says social media links, merch store. You click that Shorby and you open it. Let me see if it's even there. Yeah, it's there. It says support Pixelade and then it takes you to my PayPal. But you don't have to do anything. I just wanted to put that there in case you were generous and you have extra, but just don't do it. Please don't do it. I would feel bad. I would feel really bad. Don't. I don't want to make people like ever feel like they have to do that, you know? I'm making sure I have this turned up. Okay. All right, are we excited, guys? Are we excited for the stream? I'm so excited for this pack. I'm so excited. It's like a breath of fresh air for me. Why is it so hot in here? I turned my AC on. And I'm hot. I turned my AC on and I'm still like, oh, it's too hot in here. All right.
So, everyone, I am Simguru Frost. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm super excited to welcome you to our Sims 4 Cottage Living live stream. Before I kick it off to Simguru Romeo and the team to take you through the pack, I just wanted to call out a couple things. So first, we are still sort of working from home, so please bear with us if we experience any technical hiccups. And secondly, our live stream today will only be 1 hour. We'll be strictly dedicating this live stream to running through the gameplay of Cottage Living. And that is because immediately following today's live stream, we will have Game Changers be sharing their content that they've captured with an early version of the pack. So you'll be getting a ton of Cottage Living content coming up all the way up until launch. So with that said, I'm going to pass it over to Simguru Romeo to take us through the Sims 4 Cottage Living.
You guys said there's no glitchy face cam. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to do face cam, guys, but look at how pretty the world is.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you very much for joining us today. With me, I have several producers and designers from the pack of Cottage Living. We've all worked super hard on this pack, and I'm very excited to finally jump in and show some live gameplay of it. So with that, let's dive right in. So here we are in our first one of 3 neighborhoods. This is actually Old New Henford. You could see sort of our inspiration from this. Actually, before I do that, let's I'll just kick it over to Mike, who was our art director on this pack. He can probably give a little bit more insight onto the inspiration for the sort of setting and world for this pack.
Sure, thanks, Antonio. Hey, everybody. So you're going to see as you go through the worlds here, the 3 neighborhoods are all loosely based on the English countryside, specifically the Cotswolds area of England. We felt it had, you'll see the 3 different neighborhoods. Everything has a going back to the land feel to it and 3 different levels of that. So you have the village that has a quaint, lively, old medieval English quintessential village. You have this rolling hill rural area where you have more room to do your planting and work with your critters. And then we have a much more rustic neighborhood where you can really get back to the woods and build your cottage.
Look!
So in this neighborhood, as Mike mentioned, this is sort of the rolling countryside. This neighborhood actually has some of our largest lots. So if you're trying to build those sort of larger scale cottages, this will be the best neighborhood to do it in. You can see here we have a nice little community.
I'm going to pause it for 1 second. One of you in the chat just pointed out and said there's a new icon under the sim. And look, you can see it right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not.
Garden on this side, and then there's a little fishing hole here that Sims will be able to fish in and catch some fish. Also, before we keep going, I do want to make a shout out to some of our game changers that actually helped build these lots. So every lot you see in this world was actually created by game changers. So Claire Subban, Devin Bumpkin, Thomas TV, and Hey Harry. So after the live stream, they'll be posting videos about the amazing work they've done on Cottage Living. And I definitely wanted to throw a shout out and thank them all for their work. It was a lot of fun working with them.
I love Devin.
Let's go ahead and jump into some of the gameplay. So here we are. I have the Watson family here. And we're just going to dive right into sort of what you all, I know, are most anxious to know more about, and that is the animals. So to do that, I'm going to call upon Sarah to give us a little bit of a rundown for these 2 objects, the chicken coop and the animal pen.
Hi, I am Harold's best friend here. So chicken coops, we'll start there. You can have 8 chickens per coop, and you can have as many coops or pens you want, but you can have 1 llama or cow per pen. Focusing on chickens specifically, we have roosters and hens and chicks that you can buy. Hens will lay eggs every day, but...
Okay, brown hens, brown rooster, hen chick, rooster chick, white hen.
If you have a hen and a rooster in the coop, they will lay hatchable eggs, which you can incubate, and they will hatch, and it's adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, so your coop capacity is 8, guys. You have a maximum of 8 in your coop.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and I'll purchase some hens and a rooster here, and we can go ahead and play around with them a little bit and see some of the interactions. So, of course, what everyone likes to know is, can we name our animals? And I'll go ahead and ooh, I like Kentucky. That's a perfect name. Let's go ahead and name our rooster Kentucky here.
Kentucky Fried
so
Chicken.
what are these this information on the hens here, Sarah?
Yeah, so the rollover text will show you all their needs to take care of chickens and cows and llamas. You need to give them attention and food, and also keep the coop clean. Chickens will preen themselves, and then keep the shed clean, and you can clean your cows and llamas too. But if those needs are met, your chickens are happy, and their eggs will be higher quality, and you can get special colored eggs or very special eggs that have different effects.
I do. So as you've seen in the trailer, I feel like with this pack, we've tried to dial up the cuteness to 100 with this pack. Sorry, I'm getting all these achievements and screen slams here. Let's do our hug one more time here. That's some of the.
So adorable.
It's very cute. Yeah, so you can see here this sim. So Imran, he actually has one of the brand new traits. He has the animal enthusiast trait, which is one of 2 new traits that are coming with cottage living. The other one is lactose intolerant. But with the animal enthusiast trait, you'll actually get brand new interactions and the ability to actually play instruments for your animals.
Ask if chickens should cross roads. Ask what are you, some kind of chicken? Practice violin with Rooster Chick. Tell joke about chickens. Telling jokes about Sims. Smother Rooster Chick with love. We need that interaction for the cats and dogs, because I do that with Sammy and Meepo all the time. I just smother them with love. Show dance move. Play with Rooster Chick. Pet Rooster Chick enthusiastically.
If you have, a violin or guitar with you. So what are some other things we could expect from chickens? You mentioned eggs. What kind of eggs do we have?
So they're regular eggs, hatchable eggs, but depending on if you feed it a special treat or if they're really happy, sometimes they'll lay special eggs. 2 special treats that we have are the midnight treat and the golden treat, which for chickens will turn, the midnight treat will give obsidian eggs and also turn your chicken into an evil chicken who unleashes all the evil inside of your feathered friends. The golden chickens, the golden treat will turn your chicken into a golden chicken. You can also hatch gold eggs from like really, really happy chickens.
And let's try to give this rooster a golden treat really quick and see what happens. We'll also, let's see if we can give this hen. Go ahead and let's actually let's. There we go. So we have a golden rooster now. Look at that.
It's so shiny.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's call over this one. Maybe we can do the midnight treat as well and show that off.
For sure. And you'll see it in the game changer stuff. But the golden chickens and golden or evil.
Oh, look at the treats. There's a friendly treat, animal party treat, fishy protein treat, healthy treat, chocolatey treat. I almost said filthy. Can you read, Matthew? Flirty treat, fruity treat, and golden treat, which is grayed out.
Chickens have some special interaction. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, not only are their appearance changes, but there is some gameplay. And as Sarah mentioned, the game changers will be diving far deeper into this content too. But I do want to show off this. This is great. Cool. So those are chickens. A quick look at them. Let's go ahead and head over to the animal pen. And you may actually see me using some cheats here. Again, I want to show as much content as I can as quickly as possible. So I'll be doing some cheating just to get to the content quickly. One thing before we actually jump over, I did create a hatchable egg. Let's see. I do want to show off that animation here. So you can see Imran's picking up this little egg. He's hatching a little chick.
Look at him go. He's just so happy.
Put it back in. He's going to go ahead and run off. All right. So now, let's switch over to our animal pen here. I'm going to go ahead and just some here. So can you tell us about the...
All right, we have beige llama, brown cow, spotted cow, and white llama. The llamas are 350 simoleons, the cows are 400, and the shed capacity says 0 out of 1, so I guess you can only have 1?
The animal shed?
For sure. So like we said, you can have one cow or one llama, but you can have as many sheds on a lot as you want.
Okay.
Both of them can give you resources like chickens do, so you can milk cows and share llamas for wool. they need the same type of attention. So you've got to be nice to them and pay attention to them and make sure they're fed. And you can either hand feed them or refill the feed on a shed. The one thing to note is kids can do a lot of the chores that the adults do. There's a few of them that are probably a little dangerous for kids to take care of, but for the most part, they can help alongside their family. Happier animals make better products as well. In the trailer, you could see you can change the color of animals. Cows have a rainbow color, but they don't change other colors. But llamas can be turned into a large variety depending on what type of special treat you give. Llamas also can scare away foxes and protect your crops and your animals, so they can keep those pests away, which is super nice. You can drink milk straight from the bottle, or you can use it in recipes, and we'll probably talk about that later. Wool is used to make animal clothing and decreases the cost of cross-stitching and knitting if you have the nifty knitting. There are some fun hidden interaction, or there's a fun hidden interaction for you to find, and I'm sure that the Game Changers probably have spotted it, and it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
For those worrying about the price, saying it should be more expensive, you guys don't worry. Trust me, mod creators are going to adjust prices. That kind of stuff is very easy to tweak in mod. So we already know that mod creators are going to change that kind of stuff. Also, I want to comment on the sound effects when he was milking the cow. It was like very ASMR, ASMR. It was, oh my God, it was very, very loud to me in my ear.
So also, if you interact with one animal and there's a bunch of animals nearby, so if you have like 8 chickens around each other, succeeding in an interaction will give attention to all of them. So you don't have to, you can, talk to multiple animals at once. So cows, llamas, chickens all have a lifespan, but you can turn it off in the pack settings, which is super nice. We wanted to make sure that you could stay with your animal friends as long as you want.
Okay.
But if you don't turn that on, animals do die, and Grim will come give them a hug and take them to greener pastures on the other side.
Yeah. I did show a little bit while you were talking through all the sort of gameplay hooks and stuff for animals. I was showing off some of the animal interactions like milking and shearing. But should we go in a little bit more depth on treats? Maybe show some of the color changing options here?
Yeah, for sure. So treats are a special type of object that you can make on the fridge you can go to the fridge from your shed or your coop, and different treats will do different things to different animals. Some treats you can make with different ingredients. Some treats you unlock or through errands, which we'll talk about, or buying them at the store. So as you can see, the llama's blue, and it's super cute. You can unlock the recipes. It's per sim, not per household. So you can also learn it straight from your inventory, or if you use it on an animal, it'll learn it. Look how cute.
Yeah, these colors are very, very nice.
Look.
Actually,
When they hover over it, it says +1 to next harvest, +1 social. So each of these
just
things,
change
that's
color,
cool.
but there's some additional benefits too. So like the fishy protein treat, that one gives me +1 to my next harvest of wool or milk, depending on which animal.
Yeah,
Plus
and if you have
social.
aging off, there's one to
Plus
increase that
red wool.
lifespan, or some that will help you make friends. It's like bribe to make them friends with you, but so there's multiple types of treats. Llamas specifically have a lot of cosmetic effects, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. So we did talk quite a bit about treats and ingredients, and there is, with Cottage Living, a lot of new ingredients overall with the pack. So one thing we actually wanted to do was we did an overhaul to the notebook, and actually players that have that get the patch coming before the pack will actually get this new UI. But specific to this pack is actually a brand new Cottage Living tab, and I'm actually going to kick it over to Graham, who is one of the producers for this, to talk about the changes here.
Hey, Romeo.
I love Sim Graham. Okay, so that little new icon that I just brought up earlier is the notebook.
And good morning, everybody. So, really, the notebook's going to be your quick one-stop shop to find out a lot of information about how the different things in cottage living kind of interplay with each other. So whether you're harvesting wool from your llama, getting milk from your cow, tending to your oversized crops, all those things kind of work together in certain ways. And so just hop into the notebook as you discover them, and it'll provide information on how you get those, what they're used for, and what all the benefits of them are. So definitely a good spot to check out.
Perfect. Thank you. So one of our biggest sort of changes with this pack, the thing that sort of links all these systems together, is actually our brand new lot traits and lot challenge system. So one thing I do want to show off is I'll go ahead and enter build by really quick. On the top left here in the venue lot info panel, you can actually see we've updated some UI here in this traits panel. So we still have our lot traits, like you remember from the previous iteration of this, but now we've actually moved all of the lot traits that pose some sort of gameplay pushback into a new challenge section. And the cool thing about this, whereas lot traits are still limited to 3, lot challenges, you can actually have as many as you want. And depending on the number of packs you have, you'll see more and more challenges pop up here. So right now I'm only playing with base game and cottage living. So you can see our 2 brand new lot challenges, wild foxes and simple living.
That's good. They don't count together now, so you can have 3 lot traits and still have the lot challenges. That's cool, because I hated how you only had to pick 3 and both of those were combined. Okay, really loving that.
Simple living lot challenges, specifically the thing that will require you to gather ingredients to cook. So your Sims will, rather than just making the cost cheaper like it normally does, this actually puts a hard limit on being able to cook unless you have ingredients. So players looking for that, interesting gameplay around harvesting your crops and gaining your milk and eggs from your chickens to cook, your morning breakfast or afternoon lunches and dinners. I definitely recommend playing with this on. You also see here too, so one of my favorite ways to play is actually turning on all 3 of these. I think Off the Grid and Simple Living work really well together to provide a lot of interesting challenges, as well as unique benefits and rewards if you're able to play successfully in those ways.
Is there a limit to how many lot challenges you can have on at once? Did he say that? Like, did I miss that, or do we not know? Because if I have all the other packs and there's like, what, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 lot challenges, can I enable all of them together at the same time just to make like the game as hard as possible? Because if so, oh my god, I would want to play like the game more often, because I love challenges, and to stack them would be so cool. No limit? Okay, yeah, I must have missed it. I don't know if my brain was thinking about something, but wow.
I'll go ahead and jump back into live mode and show this off a little bit.
I don't know why
So
I
I
didn't
have
hear
my
that.
mom here, Rami. She's built up some cooking skill, and I will show off some group cooking as well. So we'll go ahead and click on the fridge here, and we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and cook together with. So I have our daughter here that we'll go ahead and make a meal with. So you can also see some of our new recipes that we've added for this pack. So we have Yorkshire pudding. We also brought in some milk bread as well. So you can actually make bread for an ingredient. So some ingredients will require you to have bread. So in order to do that, you'll have to make the bread as an ingredient. We also have cheese. So for example, if you wanted to make macaroni and cheese, you would need flour and cheese to pull that off. So some of these ingredients are actually recipes that you'll have to make, which is an interesting little gameplay loop there. But I'm going to go ahead and make beef Wellington, which is one of our new recipes. And depending on the number of counters, so you can have up to 5 Sims cook together, and they'll all build a relationship. And depending on the number of counters and space you have, Sims will run the cooking animations. But if you don't have enough counters, they'll still stand around. You'll build a relationship with those Sims, and you can sort of tell that story. My favorite thing about cooking together is it allows Sims to sort of wait and hang out and not try to cook their own meals while the mom is cooking the meal for the family. So while they're cooking up that meal, I'm going to go ahead and pan over to Rashida, who is our sort of cross-stitch expert here. And I'm going to go ahead and let Sarah talk to cross-stitching a little bit.
Yay, cross-stitching.
Let me pause for a second. Is anyone else like really loving how organized this stream is? Haven't you noticed it's like they're showing us something, they're going through every bullet point, and then boom, next thing, going through the bullet points, boom, next thing. It's like they're prepared. They're very prepared. And I think this is a lot better than the spooky stream, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It didn't seem like they knew what they were doing with that one. It was all over the place. It felt way too long for a stuff pack, and it just felt like really dragged out. This is great. I love this.
It is my favorite. So you can cross stitch straight from the kit, or you can purchase a hoop elsewhere and cross stitch. There are 3 different sizes. Small, medium, and large. You don't have to have the kit in your inventory to do so. It's a minor scale, so there's only 5 levels, but there are a large amount of patterns. You unlock some by skills, or sometimes you can get them from errands or various places in the world. If you have the right color of wool, it'll decrease the cost, like we talked about before, but your children can cross stitch too. So yeah, there's lots of fun patterns, so try to find them all.
I do want to mention too, similar to painting, we actually, if you, depending on your skill level, we actually added the ability to stitch from reference. So you can actually take a picture in the world, and you'll be able to stitch that pattern that you saw, similar to how painting works.
You guys, I have a feeling this pack is going to be up there, like with Seasons, and like it's going to be up there as one of the better ones. You know, it's up there.
Especially when you're trying to, cross stitch your animals or really fun
family gameplay
situations you can do.
Yeah. So it looks like we just wrapped up that beef Wellington here. It looks like she actually put it in. She's going to go ahead and put it in the picnic basket here on the table. I'm going to go ahead and show off some of the new canning as well. So another new thing we added to this pack is canning, which is actually tied to the cooking skill. And when you can, it'll also require specific ingredients. So this works with the Simple Living lot challenge as well. So you can see we've added a ton of canning recipes. You'll be able to purchase these two from the grocery store.
Watermelon, oversized mushroom, pumpkin, lettuce.
Or if you don't want to
cranberry,
can them yourself. So let's go ahead and make some tomato sauce.
Tomato
I think that'll probably be a good pairing for our beef Wellington, right?
This.
You pour tomato sauce on beef Wellington? That's not really a thing.
You can make it a thing. Come
Let's
on
go
now.
ahead and have her do this really quick. Just gonna go
I'm
ahead and chop
Italian.
up
I
some
put
tomatoes,
tomato sauce on everything.
some onions, mix it up. And then we've added, to some of our new canning recipes, we've added new animations, but not all of them. Some of them you just pour directly into the can, but tomato sauce here, for example, you'll actually bring back to the stove and heat it up on a pot. It'll take a little time.
You putting the glass in there?
And then she'll go ahead and put the jar in her inventory, and we can go ahead and drag it into the picnic basket. So I think that's enough sort of hanging out in the lot, showing you some of these new cooking gameplay flows. Let's go ahead and drag this picnic basket into the mom's inventory. And we're going to go ahead and head out to the Bramblewood and have a little picnic.
This is cute.
So let's do a
this
first
is
look at
pretty.
the world map here. So you can see we have 3 neighborhoods. The Bramblewood, like Mike mentioned, is sort of your in the woods, very overgrown.
The natural beauty of these woods have long provided a picturesque place for many wild rabbits, birds, and foxes to call home. Whether secreting a small surprise under Sophie the snail, bringing an easel to paint the serene Cordelia Falls, foraging for wild mushrooms, or finding romance among the ruins on the Isle of Volpe, any sim would be transformed by a day in the Bramblewood.
Aesthetic. It also has this beautiful waterfall. This is
Beautiful.
Cordelia Falls. And then we have Old New Henford is currently where we were, sort of your large lots, rolling hills. You can see where my Sims are living right now is our large 64 by 64 lot. And then lastly, we have the Finchwick Village. This is where you'll have the Finchwick Fair held, and the Gnome's Arm pub is at. So you can come down here.
Okay.
This is where a lot of the village locals like to hang out, and we'll head over there a little bit later. Let's go ahead and head to the Isle of Volpe, which is the forest in the Bramblewood. And I'll go ahead and bring Mom and Dad with me, and we'll set up for a little picnic and maybe catch some critter sightings and interact with some of them while we're here. So the picnic is very easy. So I put it in my Sims inventory. We can go ahead and sit at this picnic bench together. I can go ahead and drag this picnic basket out. Oops. Let's bring that back out. So I can bring it out. And then all I have to do is click on it, and I can... Uh-oh, did I pack it? Oh, I didn't pack it. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. And we can set up a picnic. And basically the sim will swipe, they'll set everything out on the table, and then your sims can go ahead and grab servings and enjoy their meal out in the lovely Bramblewood. But before it gets dark and the animals start to go hide on us, I'm going to go ahead and scout around and see if I can find some rabbits and maybe some birds we can play with. And to help me talk through that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Graham.
Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Graham?
Homes, that exists out in the
There we go.
Bramblewood. So this is really how you're going to start to discover some of these critters. You know, unlike the chickens where you just get a coop and have them at home, you're going to have to actually find these guys out in the neighborhood. And rabbits, you can build a relationship with them. You can befriend them. Antonio's cheating a little bit here so we can see some of the fun interactions with them.
Oh my god, there's so many interactions that I want to talk about, but he's going so fast. Name Wild Rabbit, you can talk about gardening. There's a gifting category, socialized category, ask for gardening help, call over Wild Rabbit, and of course, dress Wild Rabbit in.
But one of the
Okay, so here are some of the interactions for socialize. Ask how rabbits travel underground, pet Wild Rabbit enthusiastically, show dance moves, smother Wild Rabbit with love, tell joke, practice guitar. Oh, implied cuteness is overrated. And you can scare them, which is mischievous. I wouldn't do that. That would be mean.
The best ways to do that is to give them critter gifts, and we'll show that off in just a little bit here. But as you build a relationship with these rabbits, that's what actually enables you to bring them back to your home lot. So, you know, in the beginning, you'll see them roaming around the world. They may come visit you at your home. They actually burrow into tunnels in the world, and you'll see them like tunneling up around your mailbox or front door. But once you've befriended them, you can actually go into the catalog. You can buy their home here and have them in your home lot. And they're super cute. Toddlers and up can even form relationships with them, so they'll pet them and hug them and just, you know, warm, happy feelings all around. But the nice thing about rabbits and befriending them is that they'll actually help you out with your garden as well. So as you're growing some of those oversized crops or just any of your plants, you can ask rabbits to help out, and they'll actually come and nibble on the weeds in your garden and take care of those. Or they might go and actually fertilize some of your dirt patches to help your crops grow better. So there's lots of benefits to getting to know them.
Yeah, they're overall super helpful. As your garden grows, I highly recommend, you know, recruiting some critters to help you out. It makes things a lot easier. So it looks like there's a bird home here. Do you want to go ahead and talk to some of the birds?
Yeah, so birds are somewhat similar to rabbits in that you're going to have to
Blurbs.
find them out in the world. Now, unlike the other animals in the pack, you don't form a relationship with an individual bird. You actually get to know the entire flock. You can see there's a bunch of birds that are living in this dead tree. So as you find them and start to gain the trust of the flock, you can actually befriend them again. And then
You can sing to them, show affection, inquire about tastiest bugs. You can scare the birds away. Don't do that. That would be mean. And you can practice guitar with flock of birds, the same way that you can practice guitar with the rabbit.
again, that'll allow you to purchase their home here, bring it back to your own lot, and interact with them on a very direct basis. But there's lots of adorable interactions with the birds as well. I really love singing to them. You get these kind of great fairy tale moments where they're all kind of flitting to and fro around your head. Just great stuff. And again, you know, multiple ages, of course, can interact with the birds and have a great time with them. So, really cute.
I'm attempting singing here. Looks like it's going well.
Yeah, let's see. Are they enjoying it?
Yeah.
Because if they don't enjoy it, you might get pooped on. Just warning you, Antonio.
Should we try some gifting here?
Sure, we can. One of the other things, just as you're building relationship with them, they also help out with your garden, just in a slightly different way. So you could ask them to help out, and they'll actually take care of any insects that show up in your garden. They'll chow down on those. Or you'll see them flying around and singing to your crops, which really helps with the size and the quality of the oversized crops that you grow.
Yeah.
Now, Antonio is giving them some gifts directly here, and as we go in and select that give gift option, you can see there's a whole bunch of different choices in there. And this is one of the best ways to start building a relationship with these wild critters. By giving them something, you're building trust with
Look at all the different kinds of wool, guys. Oh, wow. Look at the rainbow llama wool.
them and really showing that you want to be their friend. But as you go through, you're going to have to discover the things that they like and they dislike, or gifts that they absolutely love. And so that's part of getting to know each of these wild critters, because they have their own individual preferences. Like, not every rabbit is going to like receiving a cross stitch, for example. So you get to know them individually and find out what your little furry friends like.
It looks like they also they have offered me a gift, which is nice. One of the other benefits from animals is they'll offer you gifts too, right?
Yeah, definitely. So as you get to befriend them, they'll give some things back to you. So always a good idea to get to know the wild animals out in the wild.
Looks like they scrounged up a wild tree fish that they just gave me. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and so in the Bramblewood, there's actually a creature keeper. He's sort of tasked with maintaining the wild animals in this area, and he sort of befriends them all. Should we see if we can find him here? Oh, it looks like he's going to go visit Sophie the snail. He's going to go hang out here.
Yeah, the creature keeper is one of my favorite guys to get to know, because he's really who you're going to chat with when you want to get some adorable outfits for your animals to wear. So you can purchase some of them from him. If you shear wool from your llamas, for example, you can bring that wool to him and he'll craft some animal clothing for you. And you'll want to keep checking back with him each day, because he has kind of a rotating stock of different outfits, different colors of the outfits. So lots of really adorable things to dress all of your animals in.
Yeah, there's quite a few clothing. Also, you may have saw in the trailer, we have our robber gear.
I just got a notification that my antivirus has expired. Like, don't tell me that in the middle of a stream. I'm busy paying attention to something actually important.
The fox, as well as probably my favorite one, is the amazing Technicolor neck warmer for llama, which you can see Harold wearing in the trailers as well.
Yeah, for sure. One of the other things you'll see here is you can actually offer help with errands, and that's a brand new thing in the pack as well.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So villager errands, you can chat with some of the different villagers who live in the world. So not just the creature keeper.
Okay, I'm going to pause it because I already know he's going to click through and go through it fast. So it says, select errands to help with. Select up to 3 errands from the various locals of Hemford on Backley to help with and become a trusted member of this community. So Mushroom Madness. Do you like mushrooms? I love them. There are some really good ones out in these woods and I could use some help foraging them. You seem like a lover of the natural world that surrounds us. Why don't you stick around and I can show you some of what I know. So now the rewards are an assortment of produce, flowers, mushrooms, fertilizer, and a piece of animal clothing. Is anyone else getting Stardew Valley from this? Because, and look, it says 0 out of 3. You know, I love this. They need to do this with like every pack or even the base game. Just put in random errands and things to do so that it's still a life simulation game, yes, but you get that added challenge of having quests and stuff, you know, because I feel like that's definitely missing from this game. I like still want that element a little bit, but this looks cool.
We're here, but certainly if we went over to the pub, you'd find a lot of villagers that'll offer some of these. And as you go about them, you can see Antonio actually selected multiple errands to work on at the same time, which is one of the really nice benefits of these. So unlike things like odd jobs, these don't have time limits on them. It's just, hey, one of the villagers needs help with something, and you can do that to help build a relationship with them and get great rewards out of it.
I think probably one of my favorite changes that we made to this is the fact that I can take more than one. It's allowed us to make more interesting, longer-term sort of errands and goals for the player to complete. And some of them, you know, like even Mrs. Crumplebottom, she has a really cool sort of matchmaker quest that I've enjoyed playing through. We won't dive in too deep because we only have a little bit, but I highly recommend talking to the villagers, and Scott will discuss that a little bit later. But accepting their various errands and seeing what you can uncover.
Yeah, I think it's really fun how that's how you're going to discover a lot of the lore, the background, and the story of the Sims who live here in Henford on Bagley, or the Hob. As well as doing some of those repeatable errands to really help out, again, with all the various things in this pack that work together and getting really helpful rewards that'll build towards that.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I do want to point out we have a new aspiration for the pack called the Country Caretaker. So this is similar to other aspirations in the pack that sort of guides you through a lot of the new content, sort of setting the aspiration for your sim of being sort of the overall caretaker of their cottage animals, as well as the wild animals in the world. So it has you doing a lot of that stuff. So let's go ahead and let's head back home. So I know, I'm going to run some cheats here to show off some of the Finchwick fairs. So I'm going to try and prep for a giant crop competition. So in order to do that, I'm going to head back home, and we're going to go ahead and talk through some of the giant, oversized crops that you can grow.
You guys, I'm so excited. Doesn't this look so good? Also, guys, oh my God.
But before we do that, I do want to show off some of the gameplay with our furry friend and Foxes. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch it over to Thomas, who is the designer on Foxes, to give us a little bit more info.
Morning, everybody. So we've talked a little bit about the Wild Foxes lot challenge. So if you have that set on a lot, you'll start to see foxes appear occasionally during the day, sometimes at night. Most of the times there to steal maybe your chickens, your eggs, your fruits. You have a lot of different ways to try to deal with them. You could try to befriend them. You could also put down a llama, as we talked about before. Roosters are also a good way of kind of protecting your chickens in your coop. And right now we can see the fox just eyeing up that rabbit.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to end well for Hopper here. For science, I think I'm going to let him figure it out. Let's see what happens. Oh no, Hopper!
No! Fight him, bunny!
Maybe winning here? Can't tell.
Beat his ass! Beat him!
He went high.
Come on, bunny, fight him!
Oh no!
How could you, Flair? Oh.
What the heck? That was violent. A rabbit known to someone in the household has died. Farewell, Hopper. Oh my God. The Sims said we're gonna get violent now. We're gonna get violent and really put in the circle of life into this game. Wow. All right.
Well, I guess a pretty good meal then.
The tragic end.
Guys, can we get a RIP in the chat for Hopper? Let's get a RIP in the chat for Hopper.
How many times have we run this and the fox has failed every time on live stream? But of course, the moment we go live, he finally succeeds.
I know, right? Last time we tried this, he actually ran into the coop, and he ended up stealing one of my
Yeah, or just F. That works too.
golden eggs. So I had to stop that. I wasn't going to allow that to happen.
So you can't have a sim run over and stop a fox. So there are multiple ways to interrupt them before your furry friend is lost.
Yeah.
They can also fight back. They have a good chance of winning. Unfortunately, their Hopper was just not his day.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So we, as I mentioned too, in the lot challenges panel, you saw that Wild Foxes lot challenge. You want to talk about that a little bit, Thomas? Just how that functions?
So by default in the EP11 world, the foxes will appear in the open street and wander around and kind of investigate different things or perform different actions. But occasionally, during the day or at night, a fox will appear either to investigate your lot or try to steal something. And if you remove the lot challenge, the foxes will no longer appear in your lot, but they still will appear in the world. If you'd like to stop them from trying to steal from you, you can befriend a fox by either giving them gifts.
Did you guys just see what that little girl was doing? And she was dancing in the middle of the garden.
performing socials on them. And as long as a sim is a friend of the fox and has asked them not to steal,
There she is.
the fox, even if they appear, will not try to go after your chickens or steal any of your fruits.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah, so for those players not looking for that pushback, you can always disable it. It's an opt-in experience, but I think it's a lot of fun.
For chat and for Hopper.
Yeah, exactly. So switching over to gardening, so I'll go ahead and pull up the calendar really quick. So one thing I'm actually super excited about we did for Cottage Living, the patch coming out before Cottage Living that everyone is going to get is the calendar. So we're actually providing the calendar to everyone with some minor adjustments. Obviously, if you don't have seasons installed, you will not see the seasons panels. But I'll let Sarah talk a little bit about that, the sort of update we did here.
Yeah, sure.
Yes!
So we have moved the calendar to base game so you can track things a little
Everyone's getting it now. And look at the weekends. You see like the festival thingy majiggers.
bit easier. There is still going to be season specific gameplay with it.
Finchwick Garden Fair from 3:30 to 9:30. Garden competition, pie competition, purchase unique items, and win ribbons. And you can read the fair flyer.
So weather and creating holidays. So no worries about that being carried forward there. But we also added festivals on there, so you'll be able to tell when those are, and you'll actually be able to read the flyer straight from there and go to the festival if it's running.
What? Yeah, you guys, they did good with this one. All right, I'm gonna give it to them. I mean, we gotta wait and play it and see how replay value is and all. I never forget about replay value, but from the looks of it, this looks really good. This looks good.
But yeah, so hopefully this will help people kind of manage their time with their Sims, and I hope folks like that as an addition to base game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice quality of life update there for everyone. So we have a oversized crop competition coming up. I got the little notification here. Again, I ran a cheat. They are on a specific schedule, but I want to make sure I can show you within the hour. So I've had my sim already grow some oversized crops here, so I'll probably take the pumpkin with me. But before I take off to the Finchwick Fair, I did want to show off another thing that we are adding for the free update before Cottage Living drops is the ability for children to garden. So you can see here I have my child sim actually walking around and weeding and watering the plants. This is also building their logic skill, I believe, if I remember correctly. Mental skill, sorry. This is building their mental skill. And certain interactions will unlock depending on your mental skill. So, for example, children won't be able to plant plants right off the bat. They'll have to reach mental skill, I believe, 3 in order to actually start planting plants, but they can always water and weed straight off the bat. For sort of risk and danger reasons, we actually don't let children use bug killer just because of the toxins and stuff. So we didn't allow them to spray for bugs. But you'll be able to recruit your rabbits and birds to help you there if you need it. So I have oversized crops. Let me talk about these a little bit and maybe some of our new plants that we've added. So for Cottage Living, we've added a couple new mushrooms and berries. So you can see here I have a blueberry bush, raspberry bush, and our new chocoberry bush that we've added. So a couple new berries for some pies. Again, some of the new recipes we've also added. We've added some additional pies. As well as some more mushrooms. So we have spicy mushrooms, the verdant mushrooms, and then the lovely mushrooms. And my favorite is the nightly mushrooms, which at a certain time at night, they will actually become full bloomed and they'll start growing or glowing a bright blue. So these ingredients can all be used.
Wait, what do you guys mean lazy game reviews might come back? Did he really give up on reviewing this game because he didn't like it that much? Did he really completely stop reviewing it? I didn't even realize that.
Used with some of our new recipes. We have a mushroom stew we've added. So there's a lot of fun gameplay there. So moving on to oversized crops. So you can see here I've planted quite a few. So I have a lettuce, I have a mushroom, pumpkin, watermelon, and then we have aubergine, which is eggplants. So how these work, they actually function slightly different
He quit after Star Wars. I don't blame him. That was a tragic mess.
than normal gardening plants. You may be familiar with normal gardening. You can basically drag out a piece of the plant anywhere in the world and plant it. With these oversized crops, because they grow to massive weights and sizes, they actually have to be contained within these new gardening patches. So we have both a flat patch as well as this sort of the mounded patch here. So depending on your aesthetics, they function exactly the same. You can swap those out. But what's going to happen here is you actually click on this patch and you'll purchase oversized crop seeds. So unlike normal gardening, where we actually don't really use seeds, we let you plant the plant itself. You're actually going to buy seeds specifically for oversized crops. So you can see I have aubergine, lettuce, mushrooms, pumpkin, and watermelon. I'll go ahead and start a new pumpkin since I'm going to pick this one. So once you purchase the seeds, you'll click on this patch again and you'll plant oversized crop. Then you'll go ahead and choose from the list of seeds, and then your sim will walk over. And again, unlike normal gardening where they just plant the single plant, they're actually going to scatter the seeds all over this patch here. And you can see I potentially can, you'll see it forms 9 different mounds here. And at this stage, this is...
Okay. Sims team is coming in clutch. All right.
where I really want to water and sort of encourage crop growth. This is what's going to promote a sort of large pumpkin like you see here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do a little bit of cheating here. Let's do... let's go to sprouted. Perfect. So once the plant enters the sprouted stage, you can run these interactions called encourage crop growth, as well as fertilizing the crop. When you fertilize them, we have a couple new fertilizers that we've added that are actually specifically fertilizer. So things like Super Vitality, Hassle-Free Fertilizer, also Grow Fast Fertilizer.
Okay, I don't mean to keep pausing. I'm sorry. I know that some of you are getting a little annoyed. I mean, this is like a commentary stream anyway. But I want to add, because you guys in the chat keep bringing up Stardew Valley. I think it's pretty obvious that they were very inspired by Stardew Valley and they really wanted to give this pack that feel. I had a feeling when we first learned the name Cottage Living that it was going to have that vibe, and they definitely wow, like, okay, I didn't think anything could like replace Seasons. This could potentially replace Seasons as my favorite. It could, but I have to play it and see. But if you don't have any packs, I recommend you at least get this one in Seasons, because I feel like those two together are going to be perfect. I just think they go together.
Up the plant's growth. So this stage is very important for the plant. As you play through here, water, care for it, talk to it, what will happen is the plant will actually, depending on how well you took care of it, will determine whether you will get 4 small plants, you will get 2 medium-sized plants, or you'll get an oversized single crop. And again, there's actually benefits to all 3 of these options. So the oversized crops, the very large ones, are very good for entering into festivals or the Finchwick Fair. Whereas the medium and small ones are actually better for canning. So, for example, if I go to my stove and I want to make a canned pumpkin, I might want to use my 4 small ones as opposed to my giant, pumpkin for a single can. So there's some gameplay in there that I actually really enjoy, a bit of a decision. So I talked a little bit about these oversized crops. Let's go ahead and harvest this pumpkin here. Let's harvest the crop. And we'll go ahead and bring it over to the Finchwick Fair in Finchwick. So
I was about to say, I thought he was about to have that little girl harvest that big ass pumpkin. If she would have tried to pick that thing up, it would have broke every bone in her body. She would have snapped right down.
Let's head over to the Gnome's Arms. This is where the Finchwick Fair is located. We'll just go with our main sim for now.
I know, canned pumpkin, guys. This is going to be so good.
I am going to actually pitch it over to Morgan, who is going to talk about the fair a little bit and how these work, and maybe the different kinds.
Hi, everyone. All right, so we have a lot of different types of fairs, and Antonio mentioned before that they're on a schedule, and they happen once a week because people in Finchwick really love their fairs. there are different types of fairs. As you can see at this one, you can kind of look at the stands there and see they have the giant crops. And then I believe this one also has the pies over here. So those are the 2 competition entries, but every week there's going to be a different one. You can figure out which types of submissions there's going to be by, number 1, using the new calendar update. When you hover over, it'll say what they're actually doing for the fair. Or if you click on the fairs, Antonio, it'll update on the left there, and you can see, oh, this one's going to be the wool competition, so I should start making some wool. Then the other way you can tell what fair is going to be coming are these awesome community boards around town. There's one here in Finchwick, and there's also one in the Old New Henford community garden area. And you can click on them to read about the Finchwick Fair, which will pop up like a fair flyer that'll tell you all about these fairs. So,
yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
It looks like someone submitted a pretty oversized watermelon here, 45 kilograms. Should I submit my pumpkin? Maybe we can see how it stacks up.
Hard to beat that.
All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and looks like there's another pumpkin being submitted here. That one looks like a medium one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and submit my oversized pumpkin.
Oh my god!
And I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna kick it over to Scott, who is one of
the dude that put in the medium-sized watermelon ain't winning. Sorry, you need a pretty big veggie or fruit
designers for our villagers to talk a little bit about some of these special villagers here. I can see we have the village mayor actually judging some of our crops right now. Scott, you want to talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, hello. Good morning. Good morning to you, Romeo. Good morning to all our simmers. Absolutely chuffed to be here, as they would say in Finchwick, I think. We wanted to give Henford on Bagley a really unique feel as a kind of like close-knit community. And so you have these special NPCs that'll show up that are kind of the personality of the town and give you a little bit of extra lore into the town. They'll have these titles above them. You see the village mayor there. We have a bunch of them that you'll run into around town, and as Graham kind of showed off earlier, you have interactions with them that are unique. So there are things like they are the ones that will have errands for you to run and be able to kind of do not necessarily their bidding, but help them out. The idea that everyone in this village helps each other out.
I know his voice is so deep. His voice is so deep.
I don't know if they're around right now. I was going to say, I know that in the trailer, people were certainly excited for 2 of the special.
Oh no, the shops are closed.
Their stall is closed right now.
Because I used some.
Yeah, I like his voice too.
We ended up unfortunately timing that wrong. Let's see.
But one of them is, I think you mentioned Mrs. Crumplebottom earlier. Yeah. Let's get her in here.
No, you guys gotta stop in the chat. Stop with the daddy guru stuff. You guys did that last time, and then oh god, no, not again. Not the daddy guru stuff.
Let's see if she's not sleeping. Oh, she's coming.
Oh, she'll be right over. She never sleeps. Is Agnes Crumplebottom, our favorite, I don't know, queen of mean? How would you describe her? She's a little grumpy.
Yes, absolutely. I can see Agatha, her cousin over here.
Yeah, her cousin Agatha. They run the garden shop together. So they both, you might find one or the other of them running the garden shop on different days. You probably know Agnes Crumplebottom if you have played with...
What do you mean I'm blushing? I'm not, it's okay. It's not that kind of blushing. It's the embarrassed blushing. Like, I can't believe that my chat is doing this again. The second I saw one person bring it up, I was like, oh god, here we go.
Before, in maybe previous Sims games, she's not a fan of, I would say, like, romance in the open near her. Her cousin Agatha, we wanted to kind of give someone that felt like a good foil to that. So Agatha is almost the opposite. She's very outgoing and gregarious, and also will actually, she has a little bit of kind of extra friendliness with some of the gnomes. She's a very big fan of. Did you try and flirt with her?
I did try to flirt with Agnes.
Why would you? Okay, well, I don't think she's going to respond to that.
She's doing probably what I want her to do here. Well, we got to show everyone this. And the wind up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Agnes's famous purse slap.
She smacked the mess out of
Love
him.
it. Oh, she hit me again.
She's voted for round 2.
Oh! She got her fist on that one. So violent. All right. Before she beats me with anymore, I don't know. Go ahead.
In addition to the crumple bottoms, there are a bunch
I'm
of
excited for that. Beating people with purse. Come on now. I will go around town beating people with my purse too.
NPCs. You also met the creature keeper in the Bramblewood. If you ever want to kind of just know who all of the villagers who help run Finchwick are, you can go to our boards. This lovely interaction that lets you kind of get a look at all of them. They are, so aside from the crumple bottoms are a little bit special. You can do what you can try and cheat with them, and there's some ways, but like they're going to be around forever. For the other NPCs, if something happens to them, if they join a household, or if some tragedy befalls them, Finchwick has to keep on running, and so after a little while, you'll actually get someone who steps into that new role. So the grocery shop owner, the mayor, right, the pub owner, any of those special NPCs, what you'll see is if something happens, a new special Finchwick NPC will kind of step up and take that place. I would especially, one of the things that I guess you haven't shown, but there are some special socials that if you're playing the game, you should definitely try running on them. There's a kind of a special gift in tradition in Finchwick, but there's also the have a Henford heart to heart, and that one is a special social that really we have put a little bit of care and love behind it in terms of some of the lore, some of the responses that you might get there. Are you going to give a Finchwick favor to the mayor?
That's so cool.
I'm gonna give her some fertilizer.
Okay. As your relationship grows with them, as you give them gifts, as you do errands for them, I would keep coming back, doing that Henford heart to heart, seeing what they have to tell you about the village, about themselves. I think there's some kind of some cute bits of lore behind that with each.
So basically what they're saying is you can kiss the mayor's butt, basically. You can just constantly give them free stuff, and you can constantly offer to help them with errands. Okay.
Each of the different NPCs.
Yeah, I tried to offer her some fertilizer. She did not like it, but I'm gonna attempt to bribe the judge to see if she can give me a leg up in potentially this competition here.
Oh yeah, that's specifically during the
That's probably not gonna help. I guess I think I just completely flubbed. I think I flubbed my chances at this Finchwick fair here. She did not like that.
I am running a legitimate competition here, she said. That's funny though that you can offer to bribe. That's funny.
No, it's all going downhill.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and pan over here. Unfortunately, again, because of a little bit of cheating and timing, the stalls are closed. But Morgan, do you want to tell us about our two shops that we have here in town?
Yeah, we have the garden shop and we have a town grocery shop. The both really loop well back into our other gameplays where you can buy supplies and seeds, or you can buy groceries. And also we added in selling at these shops. So if you have harvested your own crops, you can come here and sell them for a premium, especially if a fair is happening.
At the Finchwick Fair, I think you get like a 10% boost to selling items, which is really nice.
They also have some special items for you during that time.
I think I saw a golden egg being sold at one of them, which was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We also added a couple new interactions to these shells here. You want to talk about those?
Yeah, the village shops were just so adorable that NPCs, and you can also window shop at them. So you can go around and you'll see Sims looking in the windows and enjoying the goods inside. It's pretty adorable. There's also...
Remember, guys, that's all you can do. You can't go inside. You can't put things in a basket or whatever, then check out and leave. It's just window shopping. So keep your hopes low. They have announced that you can get grocery delivery, but there are no grocery stores, like active grocery stores.
You also get a nice little buff from them, right?
Yeah, you get a buff from them, which is nice. But there's also this one at the end that looks like a little clothing shop, and you can change your outfit or play in your outfit at that one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to take this moment. Again, we only have about 10 more minutes left, but I do want to take this moment to maybe jump into Cass. Actually, let's not jump into Cass, because I'm going to leave Cass up to Game Changers. What I actually want to do really quick is I want to head back home, and I want to show off the pawn tool really quick with our last 10 minutes. I'm actually going to pitch it over to Graham to see if we could do a lightning round for pawns if possible.
Yeah, I think we could squeeze that in, Romeo. So the water tool, as he mentioned, is coming to the game. It's actually coming for everybody in the base game. Update
Water tool
comes right before the release of Cottage Living. So if we hop into build mode here, you'll see that we've kind of reorganized some of the layout of build mode to accommodate the arrival of the water tool. So not only have we reorganized how you're going to find a lot of the water objects, but as you go in, water tool is part of your terrain manipulation. So if you're familiar with it from past games, it was just kind of its own thing. But now you're going to want to combine it by actually manipulating your terrain, carving a hole into the ground, and then filling that hole with water. So it's completely customizable. You can have different depths of pawns on your lot or build, all sorts of different things at different heights. So as Antonio goes into the water tool here, you can see he's filling it up. You can have them separate. You can actually combine them together as he adds more water, removes water from the different holes. And so lots of cool things that you can do with it. There you go. So he filled one up so far that actually combined with the hole next to it. Now, as he goes into some of the other categories here in build mode, he can start decorating and customizing that pond as well. You can see we've added 4 new water styles that work really well with natural water. Some like leaf-covered ones and some mossy ones. And then we've added new types of decorations that you can put on the surface of your pond as well, including my personal favorite, some of the attractors. So if he puts like that log or those reeds down, or even some of these, we would call them VFX objects, but essentially you have these tiles that you're placing on the surface of your water, right? And so there's dragonflies, there's tadpoles, there's fish, the ducks, swans, even an alligator. So you can get really creative with it. And then as Antonio goes back to live mode, you'll see those little tiles on the surface of the water. Those will go away, and they'll actually turn into the creatures that you can see. So there we go. You'll spot some of them there. And for many of the objects, you can click on them now and kind of enable wildlife on them. So he can have a turtle come and visit that log. You'll see little flies start buzzing around the reeds. If you click on any of the lily pads in the game now, you'll have an option for frogs to come and hop onto the lily pads.
That is so cute.
So it really brings these bodies of water to life. Now, it's
That's
not just
cool. We
something
have
you do
that.
in build mode and to customize the look of your lot. These ponds have gameplay associated with them as well. So your Sims could go and splash in the water around the edges of the pond. They can look for frogs. But you can see Antonio's placed a fishing sign into his pond as well. So these are completely fishable bodies of water.
You can stock
and
them
you just click on your fishing sign and you select which fish the pond is going to be stocked
Certain
with.
kinds of fish,
And
too.
this is kind of an interesting thing because to stock a pond with fish, you first have to have discovered those fish in your household collections. And so as you go out and roam around and explore the world in the different fishing spots, you'll catch fish, you'll discover new types of fish, and then you can bring them back home to your pond and stock your pond with them. And then you have these custom fishing holes where you can, have a good time, whether it's, hey, I need to acquire more of these fish, or just have a relaxing Sunday fishing in your pond.
Yeah, for those min-maxers like myself, I got one of those rare tree fish, and I will absolutely be using my rare sign here to stock with all the rarest fish. I think that'll be great.
Why am I kind of more excited about this than a lot of the other stuff?
It's coming to the base game as part of the update. So
it's always the base game stuff that's always so good, guys.
If you're not a crazy builder, hop on the gallery and find all the cool creations people are going to be making. Because we showed you the most basic possible version of what you can do here, but the possibilities are just endless with what this tool allows.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for players who have seasons, you won't see this with our game changers today because they're only going to show you cottage living with the base game. But if you have seasons, the ponds will actually freeze over in the winter. So, as the pond freezes over, some of these animals might go away. You won't be able to fish in a frozen pond, obviously. If you were placing fountains in your ponds, for example, they'll shut off in the winter. Oh, there's the gator. Watch out.
I'm in the middle of the pond, so he's safer out there.
But yeah, we definitely have those working nicely with seasons, so you can enjoy them with that pack.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Graham. This is a nice lightning fast look at ponds. But yeah, like Graham said, I'm super excited to see what you all make. I know our builders are super talented, so I will start browsing the gallery as soon as this drops to see all the cool stuff you make. So I think we're probably going to wrap it up here. As Andy mentioned.
All right. It looks like this is the end because I was a little delayed. But before you go, your favorite game changers are all uploading stuff right now. A lot of stuff's already out, so you guys can go and watch and enjoy that. I didn't get early access, so I won't be posting anything, but I will be watching from everyone else because I'm excited to see exactly what everyone did. But wait, before you go, I want to say thank you to everyone that was generous enough to send me something on PayPal. I told you guys you didn't have to, only if you were feeling generous or if you had a little extra. It's never mandatory, but I just really appreciate it. Thank you, Alyssa, Latasia, and Christina. You guys are amazing. I got the notifications on my phone during the stream, but I didn't want to pause and stop and talk about it. But I'm gonna just shut up and end the stream so you guys can go watch your favorite creators. I know Lil Simsy posted. You guys were saying I think Claire posted or something. I don't remember. I wasn't watching the chat too much, but let me just see if there's anything else left in the stream.
So yeah, as Graham mentioned, if you purchase the game before September 2nd, we actually have some bonus content. So we have a special gnome. You can see here riding a chicken. Let me get it. Let me change the lighting here a little bit. So yeah, we have a little gnome riding a chicken, and then we also have a completely rideable bicycle. So I'm actually super excited. Your Sims can use this to get around the hob, as we like to say. We also are adding. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Here we go. So we're adding this decorative tree here. It has a very cute little gnome door. So this whole pack is the Gnome on the Go special content. And again, all you have to do is purchase before September 2nd, and you'll get all three of these items: the tree, the gnome, as well as the completely rideable bicycle. It'll get completely added to your game. So yeah, I definitely look forward to all you picking this pack up and trying it all out. It's been a blast working on it. I've been having so much fun playing it in the studio, and I just cannot wait for you all to get your hands on it very soon. All right, I think that'll do it. Andy was...
All right, that's it, guys. I'm ending the stream. I love you all. Go watch your favorite creators. They've all uploaded, I think, by now, but that's it. All right, I love you guys. See you all next time.